This brutal cold isn't just dangerous for people, it's dangerous for pets as well. So now the SPCA is pushing for new rules that would force Long Islanders to bring their animals inside. News 12 Long Island's Elizabeth Hashagen has more.
He would have definitely froze out there tonight.
Carolyn Palucci saved this 5-week-old puppy's life. The stray was shivering outside before she brought him to the little shelter in Huntington.
They don't have a chance in this weather. They really don't. People don't bring them in. They don't learn. They think they can withstand the cold, but they can't.
That's the message the Suffolk SPCA is trying to get out.
We probably got 100 calls today, easily.
Detective Robert Aversano says if you're cold outside, so is your pet. Even heavy-coated older dogs that usually stay in a doghouse in the winter should be brought in when temperatures are this low. But if you still plan to keep your dog outside, you need to take precautions.
If they have a doghouse, that doghouse should be turned around facing south so that the north wind doesn't hit it. It should have a cover on the front of the entrance where the dog goes in. It should also be raised off the ground.
And don't be afraid to give your dog a blanket. And remember, their water will freeze in this weather. The SPCA would prefer that all pets be brought inside, but right now the group doesn't have the power to force anyone to do it.
There has to be some regulations that say when the weather drops to a certain temperature that those animals have to be brought inside. It probably should be categorized, what animals, what size animal, what type of an animal can stay outside.
And puppy owners have to be especially careful in this winter weather because this winter is this little one's first, so their body isn't ready to handle the frigid temperatures.
Luckily for this little guy, someone found him in time.
Still shaking, so we got to warm him up, maybe put him on a heating pad, but he'll be okay.
In Huntington, Elizabeth Hashagen, News 12 Long Island.
Take them all home.
I know.
Right now, the SPCA is getting signatures on a petition that asks the state legislature to pass tougher regulations that would protect pets.
I wonder when it is too cold, because I take my dog out and she just doesn't look cold. Yeah, really.
And you can't talk
They just like to be outside.
I know, right. She wants to get out. So I don't know if it's dangerous or not.
Depends on the breed. I had a Samoyed once. It didn't matter how cold it was. The dog loved it. If it's a short-haired breed, then you can have problems.
Doesn't matter. I have a dachshund. Doesn't mind being outside.
Come in.
So, just likes to be outside.
I would like some guidelines. Okay.
All right. Tell you what, we're not alone in this.
Taking care of your pet on these cold days isn't as easy as you might think. As CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan shows us now, one simple mistake could be the difference between life and death for your precious pet.
It feels like 13 below. We shiver and shake in the brutal ice-cold wind. But what about those who can't protect themselves with boots and hats? Diane Alfieri of Garden City worries about their 2-year-old Pooch. This week she's been covering herself and the dog in double layers and keeping outdoor exposure to a minimum.
So we make it short and quick and bundled up.
Christine Steinert of Bohemia couldn't sleep last night, too upset thinking about her male quarter horse trying to drink from frozen pails of ice. She ran out and bought a heated water bucket and new blue blankets.
I woke up at 12 o'clock at night, really panicked, worried about my horse, and worried how he was going to handle this cold weather.
Veterinarians warn all animals, cats, dogs, even horses, can get frostbite of the ears, nostrils, and feet. What would be the worst consequence from frostbite of animals?
Well, same as with humans, they can end up losing the body appendage, and so that's pretty drastic.
That's why Dr. Clifford Conark of Smithtown advises dog owners to dress pets for the cold as if they were human. And when you walk them, keep their paws away from salt, which burns, and antifreeze, which can be lethal.
Can I have an officer call?
Suffolk's SPCA is fielding crisis call after call, reporting pets left out in the cold 24 hours a day with no shelter, which is illegal.
Somebody tied up a dog to a doorknob, and the next morning the dog was dead, was frozen.
These investigators want beefed up legislation to further protect pets and punish abusers. From Smithtown, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
Take care of those little guys. If you spot any pets suffering, by the way, in the cold, you're urged to call your local SPCA shelter or animal adoption center.